Everybody, hope you're all having a great day. Today I'm going to be reacting to another video by Jaiden Animations called I Don't Like the Dentist. Let's be real, I don't really think anyone particularly likes going to the dentist. I mean, you gotta lay down in the chair, someone's gotta poke your mouth and scrape your mouth for an hour, and then you gotta pay for it. I know it's a necessary thing to do because, dental health is important, but still, I don't think it's particularly fun. But for Jaiden to make a whole video about it, there must have been some kind of trauma that happened here. So we're going to figure out what's going on. I'll include the link to Jaiden's original video in the description below. Please like and subscribe. And enough talking, let's get watching.
My first memory as a child is being strapped down with belts to a chair while a dentist rips out all my teeth as I scream bloody murder against my will.
That can't be true.
That's not true. But ever since I was little, I've had a really intense fear of the dentist. I'm not sure why. I mean, yeah, going to the dentist is a bit freaky. But even as an adult, I understand the fact that I'm not in any danger. And the dentist is just trying to pick out bits of plaque I've built up over the past 6 months. If anything, I should be scared of how much they charge. Even though I know this, my body still shakes.
I think Jaiden's only kind of right, because dental hygiene is important. If you don't take care of your teeth, you could get gum disease, and you could lose your teeth and potentially have infected gums. And in some cases, infection in your gums can actually, kill you. So going to the dentist is a vital service. I mean, so the vast majority of the time, it's just usually minor things, but still, it can be pretty important. So make sure you take care of your teeth
controllably when they do anything more than floss my teeth, which is still kind of scary because they're always so aggressive about it. Every memory I have of going to the dentist while I was a kid is filled with me just bawling my eyes out during the entire process and then getting a little toy from their toy machine because I was, quote, so good. I mean, you're not fooling anyone. Even I knew that was just a loadable. No, I still want it. When I was in 6th grade, my parents decided to finally slap some braces on my mouth. My teeth were pretty straight, but I had an overbite, so I just looked like a nice horse. My mom made an appointment with the orthodontist to talk about.
That's funny. So if Jaiden ever entered the My Little Pony universe, I guess that might be what she looked like. Moving on.
The process, and while there, he told me I've still got 5 baby teeth, and I'll need to pull them out before I get braces.
I had to
for
have baby
common
teeth
sense
moved
purposes. So they sent me out, and I basically had a month to pull out all 5 teeth before they were going to have to rip them out for me, which I did not like the idea of. The imagery of them sticking a needle in my mouth fueled both my motivation and intense, overwhelming fear, and I wiggled those 5 baby boys every single day since that meeting. A few of them weren't even wiggling yet, so it was going to be a race against the clock. Does anyone want to get into a fight? By the end of the month, I managed to pull out 3 teeth on my own.
I cannot imagine being in that state of panic and dread to the point of risking people potentially damaging my face just to knock some teeth out. I know it's a joke, but there's probably at least one person out there who is so terrified of the dentist they actually contemplated doing this. Jaiden, you are a goofball, and I enjoy every second of it.
A PB. But it wasn't enough, which meant my mom was going to have to schedule that dreaded nightmare appointment where they were going to shove needles down my throat. I was in the living room and could hear her make the call, which made my stomach sink, and I felt petrified that doomsday was going to be my reality in a few days. I could hear them preparing all 100 needles and barbed wire over the phone. That little reality check was enough to fear charge me into new power levels, because maybe an hour or 2 after she confirmed the appointment with the orthodontist, I'd ripped out the last 2 of my teeth. The conversation where my mom had to cancel the extraction appointment 2 hours after she booked it was the biggest feeling of relief I've ever had. She also ended up paying me $75 because she said I just saved her like $500 for yanking the teeth out myself and not having to pay the dentist to do it. Wow. The tooth fairy been scamming me for years. What a happy ending to the...
Yep, that's pretty accurate. Man, that's such a nice thing, though. That her mom paid her for, saving her, a whole bunch of money. I mean, how often does that happen? You pay your kid because they helped you avoid some bigger expense. Probably once in a blue moon, if that.
story. Jaiden went on to never have anything scary done to her teeth. She continued to
I
live a
don't believe
happy
you.
life, only needing to go to the dentist for cleanings and no freaky mouth procedures for the rest of her days. She got her horse teeth fixed, and the rest is history.
What? Hang on.
So last year in June, I had to get my wisdom teeth taken out. My
here we
wisdom
go.
teeth had been growing in and shoving their aggressiveness into the sweet harmony of my existing teeth for a few years. My mom intended to get them removed when I turned 18, but I think she forgot, and I thought I could get away with it, but they were starting to get really painful and annoying. One was coming in sideways, which made my gums get in the way while I ate, which made me only chew food on the left side of my mouth for like a whole year.
This
I'd
sounds
had enough
terrible.
and figured I just needed to get it over with and have them ripped out. I scheduled an
Man, I cannot imagine. I actually, believe it or not, I still actually have my wisdom teeth. They never came in. They are literally just hanging out in my jaw, just like enjoying their hidden lives. I've never had to have them removed. So if anyone out there has had to have your wisdom teeth removed, I am so sorry. I personally can't relate, but it sounds like at least Jaiden can relate.
appointment to get them removed on June 11th and braced for impact the rest of the week. Before the extraction, they wanted to have a meeting with me to discuss the process of what they're doing and how they're doing it. They put
Makes
on one of
sense.
those 90s informational videos and everything seemed
Good
fine
times.
until we got to the part where it was talking about sedation. In the video, they said that some sort of gas is used to induce conscious sedation, the kind that makes you really loopy and not remember anything.
Yeah.
But then the nurse
Laughing
piped
gas.
in and said, "We don't do that here."
What?
And let the video continue. So what? I'm just gonna be fully conscious while you needle and drill and probe my mouth? Answer the question! After the video, I said, so is there a way I can be at least semi-unconscious for this? The nurse prescribed me medication called Valium that'll help calm me down, which was relieving to hear. All I wanted was to not be conscious. I picked it up, and the day came. I'm excited to not be conscious. My roommate and I got into the car to take me to the appointment, and that's when it really sunk in. This medication isn't doing anything for me, and I am extremely conscious.
Yeah.
Do you have any chloroform? Apparently, Valium's supposed to relax you enough so that you're awake, but don't really care what's happening. But by the time the dentist was
Wait,
calling
hang
me
on.
back to the chair,
It knocks you out enough so you're awake but don't care what's happening? So, is Valium actually not a painkiller? I don't know really much anything about types of drugs or pills. So, that sounds like it's really ineffective. I mean, if you feel pain but you don't care, I don't know. Is that really a good trade-off? Let me know. I just don't think it is.
my nerves were still going haywire. Proof of
Understandable.
consciousness. I desperately asked the dentist if I could take another one because one pill wasn't doing enough for me, but she said I'll be fine. Okay. They leaned me back in the chair, put that mouth opener thing in my mouth, put
Yeah.
sunglasses on me so I don't hurt my sensitive little eyes, and put the first needle into my mouth. And that's when I couldn't hold it anymore. Fear was overwhelming me the entire day, but that
Oh,
was
no.
the moment it really got me.
Oh,
Tears
man.
burst down my face, and I was trying desperately not to make that annoying noise when you're trying not to cry too hard, but you need to
Oh,
breathe,
man.
but you breathe too much. I kept apologizing because
Man, this is such a sad story right now. Like, because I've never gotten that worked up at the dentist or any medical procedure to the point of tears. I don't know anyone else who has. If anyone has almost cried or has cried while going to the dentist or any other doctor, let me know. But man, this just sounds really rough. I can't imagine going through this.
I knew physically I was fine. There wasn't any pain I couldn't tolerate. They hadn't really done anything yet, and I was being irrational. But just the idea that I was awake and present was so intense, and I couldn't handle it. I didn't do that, but I wanted to. I was able to
okay.
compose myself after a few minutes, and they kept going. But the sounds of them sawing my tooth in half and yanking it out of my gums, and God knows what else, probably just playing tic-tac-toe with needles in there for the heck of it, was horrifying. I'm not scared of much,
understandable.
and I'm relatively reasonable for the most part, so it was really surprising and eye-opening to feel genuine, uncontrollable fear. Like, my head told me things were okay, but my body was freaking out. And then my head was like, dude, chill. And then my body was like,
Jeez.
All in all, everything went well, and I was able to go home after they finished up a few hours later. Since I wasn't drugged up and just super numb, I didn't have much recovery to deal with other than swelling, and I kind of just chilled for the rest of the day watching YouTube videos. The dentist even told me I can eat normal food and wasn't restricted to just soup as long as I was careful. I ordered a smoothie bowl to my house, and when I opened the door to take it from the guy, I didn't realize until afterwards I had blood dripping out of my mouth, so luckily he didn't call the police. I was trying with 100% focus to not bite my tongue because I couldn't feel it at all in my mouth and was at high risk for just biting a chunk of it off without knowing. The smoothie bowl had sliced strawberries on top, and you don't realize how much sliced strawberries resemble the texture and sound of biting into a tongue until you don't know where your tongue is in your mouth and also can't feel anything.
This is nightmare fuel.
Is that my tongue? If I had to get my wisdom teeth out again...
Imagine that being nonchalant about, like, is this my tongue? Like, just look in the mirror. Stop eating for like 2 seconds and go look in the mirror. If you're missing part of your tongue, then you know it's your tongue. I can't imagine being at that point.
I highly doubt I'd be this freaked out about it. The hardest part was just not knowing what was going to happen and not being able to brace for it. But afterwards, it was like, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But also thank the holy merciful gods that I don't need to do that again.
Yeah.
So I've got an update. I think I've just...
Well, guys, that was another entertaining video by Jaiden Animations. And let me know in the comments, has anyone ever had like a really bad dentist experience? Like, I'll actually tell you what, like, the worst experience I ever had. A little bit of a side tangent. I think I was like, I don't know, 18 or something. I had a cavity that was getting filled, and the anesthetic wore off in mid-drill. Yeah, intense drilling pain in my tooth. That was horrible. But luckily it only lasted a few seconds before the dentist was like, realized that it wore off. So it luckily didn't last too long, but still, that sucked. So anybody else have any really bad dentist experience, let me know. If you guys want me to react to any more Jaiden Animation videos, or you have any specific recommendations for other channels, let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!